Hey friends, it's me Stace. For today's video we are doing a little home decor. So I have a piece of scrap wood. This is just we had left over in our shed. Any wood you have is fine. This piece measures about 9.5 by a little over 5. I did cut it down. I had my husband spray paint both sides. Then I went ahead and cut some scrapbook paper, and I cut that a little bit smaller than my wood, so I'm able to still see the wood around that. And this piece measures 9 by 4 3/4. And this will be double-sided, so I do have the same paper on both sides, but you can certainly be different. So what I first want to do is take my paper and do a little bit of inking around the edges so it doesn't look so plain. So just go ahead and ink that, and then we're going to Mod Podge this on to that wood, and then we're going to go inside Design Space, find some designs or some sayings that we want to. And I'm going to make mine be for Christmas. You can certainly make one side be for Christmas, one side for Thanksgiving or Halloween and Thanksgiving. You know, this way it can sit up and you can read it both ways. Or you can put it against something and then reverse it for the other holiday. That's another option. Alright, so we have that done. Alright, now what I want to do is take my Mod Podge. This is homemade Mod Podge. It's 2 parts of regular, school glue to 2 parts glue, 1 part water. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in this little container. Right now what I want to first do is take, not a whole lot, you want to do a thin layer. And just put it all over this piece of wood where my paper is going to go. Again, the thinner the layer, the better, because Mod Podge is known for making the papers really wet, and they usually tend to buckle. Alright, so I think I'm pretty good there. I'm just trying to even it out a little bit. Okay, take our paper, put that on there, and then kind of get it where you want it. Make sure it's straight and all that good stuff. So I think that looks pretty good. Now we're going to take our Mod Podge again. Now we're going to go over the paper. This will help the paper stick down, plus also seal our paper as well. And for the designs we're going to be cutting out, I'm just going to use regular cardstock. You can certainly do this with vinyl if you want to. Alright, so we're going to, when I'm done this, I want to make sure all the edges are down nice. It's nice and flat. I'm not getting any wrinkles. Then we're going to go inside Design Space, and so I can see. If you have a wrinkle, take some Mod Podge on your finger so I can see there's a wrinkle there. Just kind of go in there and flatten the paper down. It definitely helps if you have glue on your fingers so you don't stick to it. Okay, then just go ahead and take it and go back over. And you want to do this while it's still wet. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good there. Alright, so we're going to go inside Design Space, make a template out of this size, or you would do the same thing with whatever paper size you are using. If you're using a smaller piece or a bigger piece, you would make the same template. And then we're going to cut a design to go on the inside. And like I said, I'll probably do both sides. For me, I'll probably do both sides Christmas. So what I want to do now is let this side dry. And I do see a few little bubbles in there. So again, I have some glue on my finger, and just kind of push them down a little bit. And you really want to push. And it does help if you look at it in different lighting, so you can kind of see where the bubbles are and push them out. But then when you're done, you want to go back over with your finger in the same direction. Okay, just like that. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to let this one dry. You really want to get the edges. Okay, let that one dry, and then I'm going to do the other side, and then we'll go to Cricut Design Space and make our designs. Hi friends, here we are at the computer. I'm already logged into Cricut Design Space, and what I want to do is go to my upper right hand corner and click on New Project. Now I'll make a template the same size as my paper. So I'm going to go to my left hand side toolbar and click on Shapes and grab a square. Change the color of that to a color that we can see a little better. I'm going to unlock the lock and then make this be the same size as my paper. In my case it was 9 inches wide by 4.75 tall. So now we have a template that we can use. Our left-hand side toolbar, we're going to click on Phrases. In the search box, I'm going to type in the word Mary. And what I'm looking for here, because I'm cutting this out on cardstock, I want to have my letters be all connected versus individual. It'll be a lot easier for me. So I'm looking for this type of a font. I already have an idea of what I'm looking for. Like this one's really cute, but you can see how each one of these letters is individual. It'll be really hard to line up. So I'm going to keep on going down. I want this one there, so I'm going to choose that one. Back up top again, I'm going to, in that same search box, I'm going to type in Seasons Greetings. And again, if you want to make this be double-sided with different holidays, you can certainly do that. But in my case, having Christmas on both sides just makes sense for me. All right, so I have Seasons Greetings. Let's go up and find the one I liked. This one's really cute as well, but again, it's all individual letters. So I'm going to grab that one there. All right, let's go ahead and choose Add to Canvas, and you can use any designs you want. These are just the ones I'm choosing. All right, so I'm going to change the color of that word Mary and make it be green. And I'll just choose that green there. And while I'm here, I'm going to change the color of that holly to the same color of green, which is right there. And then this one, I'm going to change the color of the red to be that red there, so they're all the same color. All right, so I'm going to bring this one over here and use the handles to stretch it. Now you can see it does fit nice top and bottom, but I have all this empty space here, so I'm actually going to unlock the lock and stretch it a little bit, just like that. So I think that looks pretty good. So we can move that one down. Do the same for this one. I'm going to bring it up and use the handles to resize it. Now I think it's fine left and right, but I think there's a lot of space down here. So I'm going to unlock that lock to stretch it a little bit and then come down a little bit. So I think that looks pretty good there. All right, we're going to remove the template. We no longer need that piece. We're done with that. All right, upper right hand corner, let's go and click on Make It. All right, we have we have 4 mats. What do we have 4? Let me see this tan piece. We have a tan piece there. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to go back and choose Cancel. And I'm going to find that tan piece in my Layers panel and click on it. Oh, it's part of the holly. So I'm going to go to right click and choose Ungroup to separate that little piece right there. We don't need that piece. And then we also had a black piece. I'm going to go ahead and click on that there and delete that piece. All right, so let's go back up and choose Make It. So we have our red mat here and we have our green mat. Just like that. And we're going to cut this out on cardstock. Again, if you want to cut it on vinyl, you certainly can do that as well. I'm going to choose Continue. My maker is already connected, so I'm going to load my first mat with my red cardstock and my second mat with the green cardstock, and I'm going to choose cardstock. I always go back and choose More for the pressure. I'm going to cut these out. I'll meet you guys at the table. All right, friends, we are back. My Mod Podge on my paper is dried, so what I'm going to do now is put another layer on that, just a super thin layer. This way it's going to hold down our lettering. Just enough to where it's going to hold it down. And I think this one I'm going to do Merry Christmas. So I'm going to put the word Christmas down first. Just kind of get that where I want it. And then we'll do the word Merry on top of that. Like that. And just kind of go ahead and pat it into that Mod Podge. And I want to make sure I don't leave off the little dot to my eye there. Hang on. And why is it the phone only rings when I'm doing a video, right? All right, so before we put more Mod Podge on here, you want to just kind of come in here and push these down. Okay, just like that. All right, now we're going to very carefully take our Mod Podge again, a thin layer, and go over it. And I'm actually going to go all different directions first. I don't want to get stuck on any of the lettering. Okay, so when I have all that down, I'll do the word Christmas as well. Again, I'm going all different directions so I don't get stuck with my brush on any of the letters. And once I have it down, we'll just go back over it. Okay, just like that. Now, go back over. And again, you want a thin layer here. You don't want to have a big glob of Mod Podge on your lettering. So you do want to make sure everything is down. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. All right, so what you got to do, let this side dry before we flip it over and do the other side. So I'll see you back here in a few more minutes. All right, friends, we are back. This one's nice and dry, so we're going to flip it over and do this side. So the same thing. Take our Mod Podge, and again, you want to do a super thin layer, just enough to where the paper will stick. Okay, and then we're going to put the word greetings. I'm actually going to do the G first because that's the bigger letter. Okay, so I think I'm going to go like that. Lift this up a little bit. There we go. That's the word seasons. Like that. I have my little S right here, along with the apostrophe. You don't want to lose any of them letters, them little pieces. And I have my dot for my I right here. Okay, so again, the same thing. I'm going to take it and just tap on it just to hold the letters down. And then once they're all down, we'll go over it again with some more Mod Podge. All right, so I'm going to take my little bow. I forgot about that. Okay, so now just a little bit more Mod Podge. Again, nice and thin layer. Just enough to hold all that down, and we'll let this dry. And then we'll come back and maybe add a bow. I like leaving mine flat. Like if you want to add like a 3D flower or, you know, a pine cone or some holly, you can certainly do that. I like leaving it flat. It's just easier to store that way. I don't need to worry about things, you know, falling off. All right, so just make sure the letter is nice and coated. All right, so we are done with that. We'll let this dry. I'm going to stand it up this way so it'll dry on both sides nice and good. Then we'll come back and maybe wrap it with some ribbon or some burlap or something. All right, so I'll see you guys in a few more minutes. All right, friends, here we are. It is nice and dried. So this side says Season's Greetings. This side says Merry Christmas. Super easy to do. As I said, you can certainly make this be one holiday on this side and one on this side, but where I'm going to put it on my island, I like it being the same holiday on both sides. If you want to, you can add some poinsettias, some flowers, some pine cones, some holly leaves, all things you can add to it. I like leaving it flat. For me, it's just easier to store that way when it's flat. I don't have to worry about it. I was going to add a bow. I had this green ribbon, and I did make a bow. I thought I'll add it in the corner there. I don't like it because it's not the same color. Then I thought, okay, I have some burlap. I'll try that. So I made a little burlap bow, and it was just too big because the burlap I had is this here. It's not really ribbon. It's just burlap on a roll. It's like 4 inches. And I just cut it in half, and it was really stiff to make a bow into it, so I think I'm just going to leave it plain. Okay, so there's what that side looks like. And then we have this side. So again, it's super easy to store because there's nothing sticking out or nothing 3D on it, but you can certainly do that if you want to. Any questions, my friends, please let me know. As always, thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.